My son died 5 years ago. That's the truth I've been telling everyone. That's what the obituary says. That's what I made myself believe, even as his body rotted beneath my house. Ben was 10, asthmatic, small for his age, fragile. I told people it was a car accident, closed casket, lots of tears, kind words, and casseroles. No one asked questions. I mean, why would they? I was a grieving mother, a good parent, the one who did her best. They didn't see what Ben had become, what I had let him become. The blackouts, the rage fits, the way he talked in his sleep with a voice that wasn't his. The drawings I found under his bed, spirals, eyes, things with teeth. They didn't know what it's like to look down at your own child and feel nothing but cold. But I knew. I knew something was wrong. I told myself it was mercy, that the pills were painless, that he just drifted away. I held him until he stopped shaking. I kissed his forehead. I told him he wouldn't hurt anyone anymore. Then I wrapped him in blankets, dragged him down to the crawl space. I still hear the sounds of his fingernails against the wood when I buried him. Scratching, baking. I told myself it was in my head. It wasn't. I was sitting in the kitchen, drinking cheap wine I couldn't taste, when I heard the front door unlock. Not open, but unlock. The only way someone could with a key. His key. Then footsteps. Small, familiar. A backpack hit the floor, shoes kicked off. Then the voice.
Mom?
My skin turned ice. Every part of me wanted to believe that maybe I had imagined the whole thing, and that maybe Ben was alive and fine, and coming home like any normal day. But something deep in my spine, it told me not to move, to stay silent, to listen. The footsteps were wrong. Too slow, measured, like someone trying to remember how a child walks. The floor creaked in all the right places, just like it used to when Ben came home. But it was like hearing a recording of the footsteps instead of the real thing. I finally turned to look. He stood in the hallway. His body close to what I remembered. Same red hoodie, same jeans. But they hung off him like they didn't fit anymore. Like someone else was wearing them. His face was the worst part. It was Ben's face with dry, cracked lips, gray skin, dead eyes trying to look alive. And he was smiling, wide enough to split the corners of his mouth.
I'm home.
I blacked out. That was 5 years ago. And every day since, every fucking day, at 4:13 p.m., he comes home. He walks to the door. He calls for me.
Mom?
He pretends. Sometimes he sits at the table and stares at me with dead fucking eyes while I pretend to eat. Sometimes he watches me sleep and whispers lullabies I never taught him. Sometimes I wake up to find him lying beside me in bed, his fingers cold and damp on my neck. I tried burning the house down. It didn't work. The fire stopped at the basement, like something inside refused to let go. I boarded up the crawl space. I heard knocking from inside it for weeks. One knock for each year he was alive. Then silence. Then the smell. Wet dirt, mold, rotting milk, and blood that isn't fresh. But it never fucking dries. I can't scrub it out. It's in the walls. It's in the vents. I think it's inside me. Last week, I found a note on my pillow in Ben's handwriting.
You buried me with the winds whisper. They taught me how to come back.
Tonight, he brought someone with him. Not a child. This one was tall, bent wrong, wrapped in black hair that moved like it was breathing. They didn't speak, just stared. Ben smiled at me with what's left of his face.
I told them you'd say sorry.
I asked what they wanted. He laughed. It sounded like teeth grinding.
To stay.
And now I understand. He doesn't come home at 4:13 because that's when the bus drops him off. He comes home at 4:13 because I poisoned him at 4:12. And now he's stuck. And so am I. Because the door won't open anymore. Not for me, not for anyone. Because time stopped moving. The clocks all say 4:13. The sun never sets. The house breathes like a lung around me.
Ben is in the walls. And he brought friends.